Hello and welcome back to episode 27 on Greenlands. Today is going to be slightly different and we're kind of going to break some of the rules that we've set before. I'm going to try to do as many fertilising contracts as I can within the day. And the reason for that is basically so we can get as much money as possible so we don't have to borrow as much when it comes round to spring and we can start getting crops in the ground. So we'll go down towards the store, we'll get this filled up. And then we'll start work. I'm going to have to refuel as well, aren't I? I mean, the aim really, like I said, is so we're not leasing as much, and so we don't have to borrow as much as well. I think the plan in general for the winter is I'll be skipping quite a lot of the winter. There'll be odd bits that we'll do. So the selling off all the silage, I can't even remember how much was in there. There was something like 240,000 litres, wasn't it? 230, something like that. We'll get all that sold off. I've just had a look before we start recording. That was at 39% ready. But I mean, the majority of the winter, there's nothing really to do anywhere, is there? Not for our farm anyway. I mean, the sheep are going to need hardly any care whatsoever. Right, we'll go across to the fertiliser. I'll come back once this is filled. Okay, so this is just about complete. It takes up to 98%, which will do. I'm not going to buy another pallet just for that extra 2%. We'll go and get filled up. And then there'll be quite a lot of jumping around, whether it be jump cuts, there'll be some time lapses. I don't even know how much we'll get done, but we'll keep it on ×5 for the rest of it. And yeah, we'll see how many we can get done. It's not something I plan on doing regularly, it's just I thought a one-off to sort of end the sort of harvesting year with it. And that isn't filling, and I don't know why. I'll just come off here. It's the first time I've tried to use this one, I think. Ah, it's filling it. Yeah, it's filling now. So I know our first, we want it full. It's not going to let us now, is it? Oh, it is. Our first contract's up at field 10, which we've been to recently. It's close to where the we done that quite large harvest a couple of episodes ago. So it's basically in the opposite corner of this map. So we'll start now. Like I said, there'll be quite a few time lapses, quite a few jump cuts, and we'll see what we can get done. So I'll be back shortly. Operation Moneymaker complete. I've no idea how many we've done. I think it was around about six, 7, something like that. I don't think it was any more than 7. And none of them were particularly big. I think just over 7 grand might have been the highest one we got. But I mean, it's well worth it. It took us from 9. We started with about 9,500, and we're now up to 48,600. So decent day's work, really. I mean, in the end, we didn't need to get another pallet of fertilizer. We've literally used 8%, so we'd have had more than enough. But I mean, we'll still use it. I think, in general, I'm going to have a bit of a shift. God, it's got really dark there, isn't it? I'm going to have a bit of a shift with this Let's Play. I know we've been shifting in this direction anyway, but I've got the other series, Jack Pine and My Farm and Life, that I'm doing the slow build up. I'm doing sort of the way I like to play the game. That's what I'm doing in them series. In this one, I think I just need to progress. So I think from now that's what we'll do. If we need to buy land for a specific reason and then maybe sell it again, I don't mean field flipping because I won't do that. But I'm thinking if to do forestry or something like that, then we'll do it. If there's a few decent contracts, we'll do them. Because I don't think there's any point in sort of purposely slowing ourselves down on this series. Like I said. Is this my turn? And yeah, it is. Jack Pine and My Farm and Life is for that. So I think you can expect just upping the pace a little bit on this series and just seeing how far we can get before FS22 comes out. Because I mean, the plan is I'll be playing this particular series until 22 comes out, and once that happens, then this one will be finished. But I think within that time anyway, it'll come to sort of a natural ending. Whereas My Farm and Life is going to stay on 19 regardless. And Jack Pine I haven't decided yet. We'll see what we're up to on Jack Pine, but I mean that's a bit of a different one as well, because Jack Pine's like a blank canvas, isn't it? Right. Even though we've done a lot, I don't think we'll have much sort of footage. I think we'll probably only be up to about the 10-minute mark now. So we'll jump forward to the next day and then we'll see what we can do in that. Right, we're back. And the reason for that, or the reason why it's so late, sorry, it's 20 to 2 in the afternoon, is because I thought we'd carry on with Operation Moneymaker. And by that, I mean the silage is going to go. So that's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for this to ferment to 100%, which it now has. So we'll get that opened up. And as you can see, I've been to get 2 belts. This one was £255 to lease. This one was 1,900 to lease. So we'll get these switched on. Hopefully that's underneath there. Fantastic. We're going to keep our trailer. I'll get rid of that window now. We'll keep our trailer. Just to minimise the cost, to be honest. I didn't say how many thousands of litres. I'm sure it was something like 230,000. I've took the window off. Right, so we're down to 220 now. So yeah, so it'll have been something like 230,000. Yeah, so obviously I'm not gonna go through every single trailer load. I think this is a 15,000 litre capacity trailer, isn't it? So I mean, you do the maths and how long it's gonna take. Let's have a look at the sheep. Sheep is spot on. I'll probably just jump. I'll maybe do a couple and then jump through towards the end. But I mean, basically, we've had something like 2,100 outlay for the belts. And then at the end of this episode, as long as we can get it all in, it digests in time, then we'll... today is purely going to be that. So this entire episode will literally just be us getting as much revenue as possible. I'd like a more powerful tractor, to be honest. Although I love this one, and I do really like this one. It's just not powerful enough. With this on time 5 as well, I think that should tick down alright. I know we sort of right next to it. It's a really short journey. I mean, I'm sure I've just seen that was already down to 13,000 litres, so it's getting rid of it quite quickly. Those bales in there I'm still keeping because I think in the next episode, which I know I've said I'm going to jump through some of winter, but I'll probably will be day 2 of winter, we're going to get the cows. Yeah, so the cows are just over there in that field, which I think we cut, didn't we? I'm sure we cut that field where we left the strange bird. Yeah, so we did cut this one. So I'll have to buy the hay and the straw. And we've got the silage bales over in that other field. I can't remember because there's been quite a gap. I can't remember if I've even had to buy any food whatsoever for the sheep, or whether they just grazing on what was left in the field. See, there's none in there, is there? I mustn't have. It must just be what's in the field already, which is good. Or did I fill it possibly when I cut all the grass? I can't remember. I really like belt systems though. They make life so much easier. I had a very long running game, obviously not recorded, on No Man's Land, and I set my own BGA up. It was up sort of close to the shop. Loads of grass fields around it, that I'd ploughed in and seeded, and I just had tons of belt systems all feeding in to the biogas. I didn't have to do a thing. It was fantastic. So I had something like six silos with the BGA in the middle, and then the belt systems just, like I said, feeding directly into them. I can't remember what we used to get out of each silo. I'm sure it was something like 300,000 litres. Because it wasn't one of these concrete ones here. It was possibly the tired ones. Which might be in that pack, is it? Is that in the No Man's pack? It works so well. Made an absolute fortune out of it. I had such a good time in No Man's Land. It was a fantastic map. Just to get, like Jack Pine, just an absolute blank canvas. Is there another one come out recently as well, similar to that? I'm going to say Great Plains, but I'm not 100% certain of that. Where it's a similar sort of concept to No Man's Land, though. I tend now I'm recording on 3 different series. I haven't got my own game that I'm playing purely, well, I was going to say for fun, but I have fun with all of them, but where I'm not recording. The last one I did have was, I was playing Greenwich Valley, which I absolutely loved. But yeah, they take that much time between the 3 series that I just don't have the time to play without recording anymore. And I think that's going to continue into... I say it's going to continue into FS22. I'll be doing a Let's Play on one of the starter maps. I know I haven't decided which one yet, but I'll be doing it on one of them. And I'll still have My Farm and Life running. So that's 2. I suppose it'll depend on if I carry on with Jack Pine. If I do that, then that'll be the 3, yeah. I don't know at which point to jump through, because the thing I don't want to do, I don't want to put another time lapse on, because obviously we've had quite a lengthy one already. As I'm recording this, I've already edited that bit, and it was only, once I've cut it down, it was only actually a few minutes long, where it was a long time in just raw footage, but I've chopped it right down. Once I start unloading this, I'll have a look, see how much we've been recording, and then, or how long I should say, and then I'll probably jump forward, because then I can get it all contained in one episode, and I can show you the end result. Right, so this section's been going 11 minutes. I'll just wait till I get this get this emptied. Fantastic. Right, all I'm going to do is carry on emptying this silo. And I'm going to jump probably to the last load. And then we'll jump again to what we've made. And that'll be the end of the episode. So, for you, it'll be seconds. For me, it's a good chunk of ferrying about. So I'll be back soon. Right, so we're back on. I was going to show the last load, however, it was absolutely nigh on impossible, even for me just to drive the thing here, because there's... I'll just slow this down. There is no light. So basically, I was aiming for that, and you can't see that until you get sort of relatively close. And I'll show you. Right, our farm is just up there, and the only light is the house light that, again, you can't see until you're relatively close. So recording it was just pointless, absolutely pointless. Once it got to about 6 o'clock, it was waste time. The other thing that I want to say just before we sort of click over is there's everything other than about 9,000 litres which is left inside the clamp. The reason for that, the belts don't have lights on them. So right at the end, I had to try to adjust the belts with, well, I just couldn't do it. There wasn't enough light to be able to see where the belts needed to go. So yeah, there's about something like 9,000 litres left in, that I think we'll probably end up just using for the cows, to be honest, once we get them. What I'm hoping as well is, we're not doing it in this episode because it needs to be light, but I'm hoping the belt fully cleans the clamp, because if it does, I'll take the belts down to the other farm, clean that clamp out, and then we'll get the, is it 57 grand, something like that, for our old farm. So if we can get that, that'll be fantastic. I'll just speed this up a little bit, see what we get. There we go, so 58,681. There's our vehicle leasing cost there. And property maintenance just for the farm. So we'll leave it here. Next time, I'm not sure. We'll try to clean the clamps out and we'll get the cows. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Greenlands.